the one that really stands out to me, which is big news, that we've been wanting this fight to happen for a while, and I think it tried to be made a few times, but then for whatever reason it never happened, is that Tyron Woodley is finally happening against Colby Covington.
Yeah.
I'm quoting Harrington's notes here. Woodley is bracing for racist rants. I mean, look, leading. That's not what he needs to say. This is Harrington's words. Woodley is bracing for racist rants from Covington ahead of their matchup, which still does not have an official date, but he did hint in an interview they are targeting September, October. Here's Woodley's quote. He's going to try and use everything in mental warfare. He's going to try and be racist. He's going to try and talk about stuff from my personal life. He's going to bluff and make up shit about the gym. He's going to ask all these daggone questions because he was in St. Louis with me, so anything he can turn into something, he's going to do that. Guess what? I'm not going to match him. Guess what? I'm going to match him and make him look stupid.
I feel like he really listed all the things that Covington was going to do. And then at the end, he didn't really have much for it. He's like, he's going to do this and he's going to do that. And then he's going to probably do a little bit of this. And then probably he's going to do that. And you know what? I'll be there.
I'll do the same thing, but with more vehemently, with more venom. With more venom. Yeah, listen, I mean, that's a great fight. Of course it is. We always wanted to see that one, especially when Tyron was the champ and Colby was a contender. Now, of course, situation's changed. Woodley is no longer the champ. Woodley also lost to Gilbert Burns quite badly. So this is a really, really bad time, in my honest, humble opinion, for Tyron Woodley to take on this fight. I respect what he's doing here. You know, it's not an easy matchup. He's in a really tough place. He's lost his last 2 fights. Of course, he's not in a position where he's going to get cut or anything like that. But if he loses 3 in a row, albeit to 3 stellar world-class fighters, one of them being world champion right now.
Yeah, it's all top 5 guys, top 3, honestly, right?
Yeah, there's no shame to that, but it's going to be a long process to get back into title contention. And
Tyron's also has a thing about him, love him or hate him. He does have like a lot of star quality, being a champion, and there's an it factor there with Tyron. I'm a fan of him as an athlete. I really think he's great. There's just, I don't think Tyron's trying to look for easy fights, obviously. And I think that there's not really many easy fights at 170 pounds anyway. If you're going to fight Covington, I think probably now's the time. Covington's back is against the wall as well. He was embarrassed badly in his last fight. He had his jaw broken. He's sort of been a meme and not really been able to talk the same type of shit the same way that he was. I think it's a close fight, but I think Tyron's able to win this fight. I really do. I don't know. Whatever it is, I just think Tyron, he hates him. He's got like a fire. I think Tyron hating this guy is probably going to, fuel him to just be that much more motivated. And I think if Tyron's really motivated, I think Tyron's just better than Colby.
No, well, listen, he certainly has the ability to beat him. That's for sure. Tyron's problem is that he's his own worst enemy in terms of his output. His output is just what kills him. He doesn't do much these days. He needs to be busier. He needs to go forward. He needs to be aggressive. If he does that, of course he can win this fight. But if he skims around the center of the octagon, leaning back against the fence, looking for one overhand right or looking for one powerful low kick, that's not going to beat somebody like Colby Covington. No, okay, great. You hit him with that big shot. You drop him with the right hand. You look like the fucking man. Of course, that's great. But if you don't land that one shot and you're just looking for that one home run punch the whole time, you're going to look stupid at the end of it when Colby outworks you for 25 minutes. You're not going to look good there. It's going to look bad. But also at the same time, I understand why he would want to take this fight. As you said, they don't like each other. And secondly, being Tyron Woodley, being the champion, you don't then want to go start fighting mid-pack level guys. So he's kind of in a really bad situation. And I guess in some ways, Darren Till is kind of in a similar scenario, right? He lost a couple, had a great win against a great opponent, Kelvin Gastelum, and then just loses a fucking razor-close fight to Robert Whittaker. Now Darren Till's calling out Jack Hermanson. Right, which of course another top of the food chain guy, right? And if he was to beat Jack Hermanson, then of course he's back in those title discussions. If you take somebody that's towards the bottom of the pack, the rankings, they're still just as good. They're almost just as dangerous, right? But they just haven't found the success lately. But if you get beat at one of those guys, then your stock really drops, because there's no shame to losing to guys that are all in the top 5, because one more good win, you're fucking right back up there, baby boy. You're fighting for the belt in your next fight. And that's what Tyron's doing here. If he loses to Colby Covington, all right, it's a shame, but he's still one of the elites. But if he loses to someone that's ranked number 12,
well, that was almost the problem with Gilbert Burns, and this is, with all due respect to Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns that's a bad loss for Tyron. You know what I'm saying? Because like Gilbert Burns wanted that shine off of Tyron. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was technically a step down in competition in terms of rankings and perception at the very least. So he can't go and fight another up-and-coming contender. He loses to another up-and-coming contender, then he's the dude that people are making their name off of.